How's it going, people? I'm Jordan, aka Retain Possession, and welcome to episode 1 of University Challenge on Football Manager 2024. Annoyingly, still 2024. Come on, Sport. Come on, SI. Give us 2025. Only a couple of months to go. However, people who may have saw my channel in the past, obviously the videos aren't there anymore, will know that this was kind of like my staple save, where we manage a university side, try and take them as far as we can go. There are limitations to the save, which I'll run through in detail soon. And yeah, just have a bit of fun along the way. So, as you can see, the team we are managing, again, a good old favourite is Cardiff Metropolitan University in the Welsh Premier League. Fully amateur side. They can never go any more than that because they are a university side. However, there are some university sides in other countries that will go semi-pro. So, sort of for this sort of run until FM25, it'll be with Cardiff Met, and then from FM25 onwards, we may do different university sides. And just keep advancing and see how we get on. So we'll just have a little intro today to the club. As I explained, they are fully amateur, play in the Welsh Premier League. There are some teams with points deductions, which is quite funny. Pontypridd have 6 points deducted for financial mismanagement, and Penybont have 3 points deducted for fielding an ineligible player, which I always find funny when that happens. If we look at the season preview, it's not looking good. We're predicted to finish 11th out of 12 teams, and if you look at the table, 2 teams go down. So we might have to be smart with our transfers to try and strengthen the squad, devise a good tactic to fit the players that we got and what we bring in to allow us to push higher. In terms of the format for the Welsh League, so you have your first phase of the season, which is you play each other twice, so 22 games. Then the league splits in 2, so you have the Championship Conference, which is your top 6 teams. They play each other twice, that's 10 games. And you also have your Playoff Conference, which is like the relegation side, which is, again, bottom 6 teams play each other twice. In terms of European qualification places, there is a Champions League qualifying berth for the league winners, and a Europa Conference League first qualifying round berth for the runners-up in the league. Now, if you finish 3rd in the league, you can get a Conference League spot, but obviously it depends on the winner of the Welsh Cup. So if, for example, we won the Welsh Cup, but we didn't finish top 6, we would still get into Europe. And also there is a European Places playoff, which again I'll show you, which is from 4th down till 7th. Simple playoff format. You have your knockout round, single leg ties, and you have a quarterfinal, semi-final, and the final. And then whoever wins that European Places final will get a Conference League qualifying round berth as well. So that's the league side of things looked at. Let's go back to the club. We'll look at the facilities. 1,800-seater stadium, Kincoid campus, privately owned. Eventually, I'd love to get it so that it's owned by us and we can expand. Stadium condition average, no fancy undersoil or roof or anything there. Perfect pitch condition, which is good because it is a synthetic pitch, so you'd imagine it'd be in good condition. Really good training and youth facilities for this level. Not the greatest in terms of youth recruitment and academy coaching, but it's something we can work with. Hopefully get a few half-decent regens through our academy. In terms of finances, we got just over 100 grand in the bank. We're not going to be spending any money on wages. So if you look at the projection, we are still projected to lose money at the moment, but I don't think this really takes into account sort of like ticket sales, season ticket sales that will make sponsorship. We have no sponsors at the moment, so I'm hoping that changes. We'll have a look at the club vision now. So the club vision is just to avoid relegation this season, be competitive. I'm hoping we can do that. The board also have a culture to sign under players under the age of 23 for the first team. I'm going to stick to that very sort of strictly. So we're only allowed to sign players a maximum of 22 years old. Supporters, they just want us to remain in the league. That's absolutely fine. In terms of pushing forward, the long-term goal is just to become an established Welsh Premier team. I think we can aim for higher, even if we're going to have quite a high turnover of staff due to the amateur status of the club. In terms of affiliates, no affiliates at the club. Club history. So, as you can see, Cardiff Met Uni have been in the sort of Welsh Premier now since 2016. Been fairly consistent. 2023 was their best season. They finished 4th. They've had a few occasions of going into Europe. They are one-time winners of the Welsh Cup. They've finished runner-up in the Welsh Premier a few times in the 90s as well. They won the Nathaniel MG Cup, which is kind of like the Welsh equivalent of the Carabao Cup in 2019. They've also finished runner-up on 2 occasions in recent years. So there is a history building here, which obviously we'd like to add to now. In terms of our competitions at the moment, it's just showing the Welsh Premier and the Welsh Cup. However, I know that we also have the Nathaniel Motor Group Cup, which will be scheduled in 3 days. So we'll get the fixtures free for that. But now let's take a look at our squad. We go and see who our supposed best players are. And from what I can see initially, we've got sort of a half-decent core group of players, but then there's not really much strength in depth. In terms of squad size, 27 players in the squad, but I think some of these down this bottom half are probably players that I might just let go because I don't think they're going to sort of have an impact. But let's have a look at our best player, which is Tom Price. Welsh centre mid, came through the Swansea Academy, never actually played a game there, unfortunately. Was picked up on a free by Cardiff Met, has been kind of stalwart for them over the past few years, coincidentally sort of coming along with the rise of the club. Decent player for this level, very good ball-winning midfielder, as it suggests there. Good tackling. Marking's not the best, but again, we've got to take these numbers with a pinch of salt because ultimately we're in the Welsh Premier League, we're not in the English Premier League, so 8s and 9s are actually sort of semi-decent for this level. He's very aggressive, good natural fitness, good stamina. Positioning, I'm a bit iffy about, but again, you know, we'll deal with it, but very good work rate. So hopefully with that work rate, he'll look to develop a bit more as a player as well, because he's only 23, so I'd imagine he's got some room to develop. If we go back, our next best player is a Cardiff Met Uni legend, Elliot Evans. He's actually also the assistant manager here. Right-sided midfielder, but can play as a number 10, which is probably where I'd play him, just looking at those physicals. Not the quickest of players off the mark. Technically, pretty decent. He's lacking a bit in dribbling first touch, but he knows where the goal is. He can cross. He can take shots from distance. He can pass, and he's got good technique. And also, he's a bit of a set-piece specialist, which is something that I'd look to utilise. High determination, high decision-making, good composure, semi-decent work rate and vision. Off the ball's not the greatest. As I say, I think the main sort of drawback with Elliot Evans is his physical ability, but at 31 years old, he's obviously going to be expected to decline. As you can see, he's a legend of the club, been here since 2015, scored 65 goals, 208 appearances. Not much more to say about him, really. Then we've got a few other half-decent players. We've got Barney Sodi, who's a left-back, can also play right-back if needed. I probably wouldn't because I don't like full-backs playing on the opposite side to where their foot is. But he can also play anywhere up along this left-hand side. He's not a bad player. A bit slow off the mark, but once he gets going, not bad pace. Really good natural fitness and agility. He's a leader. He can finish, surprisingly, for a fullback, but good in the tackle. Not a bad player. A player I'd look to keep around. Someone who came through the Bristol City Academy, not Bristol Rovers. Again, good player to build around. And the last one we'll look at for now is our goalkeeper, Alex Lang. He's been at the club since 2018, came through the Swansea Academy, has been a bit of a stalwart for the club ever since. in terms of attributes, not the greatest in terms of his actual goalkeeping attributes, but in terms of his mental ability and his physical ability, he's decent. You know, he's 9 for one-on-ones and 9 for handling is not bad. 12 for reflexes is good for this level. So it might be something that we look to improve, but probably not the first name on my shopping list. And then we got a few other high potential players. We've got Cadwallader, Bullock, Kabongo. Bullock's actually wanted. Who's he wanted by? He's wanted by some fellow Welsh Premier sides, so we might have to try and tie these players down. We've got, in terms of the potential ability in the squad, we've got quite a few players with high potential that we could look to sort of get the best out of. So there's the team. We now have just over a month until our first league game. However, I believe that once the Nathaniel MG Cup's drawn, it will actually fall before this first league game. So if that is the case, I will return for that. We will have our first live match today. And then when we come back on Monday, because I'm going to upload this series on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays every week. And then I'm also going to be doing some other videos alongside, some sort of rebuild videos, tips, tricks. Just, yeah, looking at clubs in depth, etc., etc. But for now, I'm going to go do pre-season. I'm going to go make some transfers. And I will join you back for our first league game of the season. Okay, we are back for our first game of the season. Nice little transition into it. I have been very busy in the transfer window. So before we get into the match, let's go into our transfers and I will show you some of the signings that we have made. So everyone up until Joe Evans was already at the club. All of these signings are signings I've made. Some of them are first team players. Some of them are going to be sort of rotation options. However, I just wanted to show you them. So our first signing was Lucas Hughes Whitaker. One thing I noticed was that there was a distinct lack of strikers in the club. He's probably not going to play much, but when he does, he's got the sort of core attributes, quote-unquote holy trinity of dribbling, finishing, first touch. He can head the ball, really good natural fitness, good acceleration, good off the ball. He'd be a good little option to bring on if we need to, or to use in the cup competitions. Henry Wickham, we brought in as a young right-back, 20 years old, English. He's okay, half-decent mentally, good in tackle, good marking. Again, a good solid rotation option. I did release quite a few players. It's not showing it here, but I did release a few players that were just sort of not as off the standard that we need. For the first game of the season, I'm probably going to go with this guy up front who I've signed, Kai Wynne-Jones. I am in talks to bring in a few better strikers, because that's the one position I've really struggled to find quality in. So Kai Wynne-Jones will probably be starting our first game of the season with the other guy on the bench. Really good physicals, good pace, good fitness, good acceleration, good agility, good jumping, good finishing, determined, good off the ball. Kind of just a really good poacher up front. We then signed Sean Wilson. He's also another rotation defender. As you can see, he can basically play anywhere along the back line. Decent pace. Just, yeah, a very good sort of rotational option. Come through the Liverpool Academy. We then signed Matty Alexander, goalkeeper. I believe I've actually signed a better goalkeeper since, who we're going to get to. But the goalkeeper we had, although my coach rated him highly, his actual goalkeeping ability was really poor. So I brought in Matty Alexander. He'll probably be our backup goalkeeper for the season. Andy Regan, 15-year-old centre-back. This guy was recommended to me by my director of football. Generated into the game with no club. For 15 years old, looks really good. 6'2", 14 jumping reach, 15 balance. Positioning could do a bit of work, but good in the tackle, good marking. Could improve his heading, but for 15 years old, he's probably going to be one of our starting centre-backs, or in and around the first team squad anyway. We then signed Shannon Brown, ex-Tottenham QPR midfielder. Again, just a rotation option. He's got high potential. Whether he reaches that or not remains to be seen. but decent mentally, okay physicals in certain areas, good passing, good technique. Yeah, good, really good rotation option. Now, one for the first of the big signings I made, Rio Glean. My coaches aren't rating him as highly now due to some of the other signings I've made, but as a right winger, I believe this guy looks incredible. Came through the Tottenham and Southampton academies. Good pace, stamina, natural fitness, kind of what you need for a winger. He's really good on the ball dribbling, good passing, good off the ball movement. I think he's going to have a real impact for us this season. We then signed Carl Griffiths, a rotation option as a right winger. Good physicals, mediocre everywhere else, but 16 years old, plenty of potential. We'll see how he develops. I'm going to come back to this one, and actually no, I won't. So we then signed Ronaldo Krasniqi. He can play defensive midfielder or centre back, which is kind of where he's going to be playing as centre back. 6'4", good jumping, good strength. Formerly of Huddersfield, spent some time on loan at Falkirk in Scotland, but overall really good player. Good in the air, good marking, decent tackling. I'm really excited to have him on board. There was a load of English clubs in for his signature, so the fact we got him is a bit of a coup for us. We also signed Caden Williams-Lowe. He will actually be our starting right back. Very sort of good attacking fullback, good dribbling, good technique, really good physicals. Again, really excited to have him on board, formerly of QPR. Harry Fisk. Now, he is our starting goalkeeper. As you can see, goalkeeping-wise, for this level, he is amazing. Came through the Hull City Academy. Could a bit of work to do mentally, but high determination, high positioning, which is kind of key for goalkeepers. And a bit to do physically, but, you know, he's got time to develop. He's only 20, so he's going to be our starting goalkeeper for sure. And then we move into our final 3 transfers. We brought in Olamide Ibrahim. He's going to be our starting sort of box-to-box Mazzala in midfield. Really good physically. Mentally not too bad. And then very well-rounded technically. Formerly of the Man United Youth Academy. And wanted to come here, I guess, to actually play some football. He's only ever played 2 games in his career. So we'll see how he develops. But hopefully going to become a key player for us. We signed Joe Ling, formerly of Crystal Palace's academy. Again, central midfielder. Really good sort of option as a ball winner midfielder. Not the greatest tackling, so I'd probably actually play him as sort of a box-to-box or Mazzala type player with that first touch technique. Again, he's kind of a bit of not brilliant in anything, but sort of okay in pretty much all areas. Not the sort of most attacking-minded of players, but a very good player nonetheless. And the final transfer we made is Sonny Graham. Yet another central midfielder. This guy's kind of been brought in as a rotational option. Insane physicals for this level. Well-rounded mentally, well-rounded technically for this level. He'll be kind of there or thereabouts on the fringes of the first team as a rotation option for the season. I've had to give him star player, but I'm sure we can keep him happy. So there's the transfers that we've done. If I go into this, we are in talks for 2 strikers. These guys both look incredible. They're both rated to be star players to come into the team, both being at sort of English academies. We've also got this guy, Samuel Cager, coming in at left back, formerly at the West Ham Academy. And we've also got another left back, Joe White, formerly at the Bolton Academy, that we're in talks to sign. So once the squad's together, I'm probably going to have a trim down of some of these sort of like fringe players. Like this Joe Evans guy. I wonder if I can terminate his loan. I can, because he's not going to play. But yeah, that is the squad. Now, if I show you the tactic, we've just kind of gone with the standard fluid counter-attack. That's one of my favoured sort of tactics this year on Football Manager. We're going to play Sodi at left wing. So the team will be, we're going to play Harry Fisk in goal, Caden Williams-Lowe at right back, Krasniqi and Regan at centre back. We're going to play Kyle McCarthy at left back, purely because he's really good at penalties, decent corners, so sort of set pieces we can look to use his ability. Tom Price, who's already at the club, he's going to start as our ball winner midfielder. just a bit of consistency in the squad. We're actually going to start Joe Ling next to him, with Ibrahim's actually playing as our attacking midfielder. That's why he's not. That's why all three of them are there. Rio Glean at right wing, and Barney Sodi on the left wing. I kind of like out and out wingers. Kai Wyn Jones at front. Hughes Whitaker as our backup striker. So yes, we're playing Pontadawe from the Cymru South in the Nathaniel MG Cup. We should win this quite comfortably. However, who knows? We've had a really good pre-season, as you can see. We've been scoring goals for fun. So let's go into it and see if we can get a result. We'll take the advice to go very attacking. We are sort of favourites for this game. Yep, I'm very happy with the squad. So let's go. Automatically give some numbers. They got a guy called Kyle Cockings. I'm not childish at all. But anyway, let's go into this. This is a match we should be winning. Faith, blah, blah, faith. And then I will just adjust highlight settings. So we're just going to play on key highlights. No replay. Actually, we will have goal replays on. And there we go. So, aims for this first season, as I said, stay up. Not expected to sort of be in the top half battling for Europe. If we can, that'll be a bonus. Brilliant for the finances. We actually did sign a sponsorship deal to give us another 30k in the coffers. I'm going to try and get the board to give me a coaching course because there's not much else we can spend it on. But otherwise, I'm going to save up for a... Going to save up to do the junior coaching and youth recruitment to bring in some better players at the club. Carl McCarthy's taken a knock, bruised ankle. He'll be fine. I only really tend to make these sort of subs if there's an actual injury indicator next to them. Otherwise, they normally can just run it off. There's not much happening in this first half. We are dominating on shots, but we're not hitting the target with our shots. We're dominating the ball. Here we go, we've got a highlight, and that is a red card for Tyler Awood. Two yellow cards in the space of 12 minutes. That's not very good from him. Right, Tom Price with the corner. Poor clearance from that player. Comes back out. We've got Regan on the ball. What can he do? Good ball in. Not quite. Just got to hope they don't hit us on the counter here. Sodi's gone for the tactical foul and it's not worked out. Well defended by Regan. Comes back to Fisk. Can Williams low have a run at their defenders? Yes, he can. Plays it through to Ibrahim. Oh, he's hit the post. We've hit the woodwork twice now in this game. Hopefully we can convert one of those chances soon enough. Because we have absolutely dominated this first half. Yet we just cannot seem to find the net. So I'm going to give him a bit of grief at half-time. We'll give it until sort of 60 minutes. If we're still struggling, then I'll look to make some changes. Because I can see that Ibrahim's not playing well. Kai Wyn Jones up front isn't doing that great. Pontadawe having a bit of early possession in his second half, which I'm not too keen on. It's gone long. Should be cleared up by McCarthy. Plays it out to Glean. That's a really good ball. Headed on. Sodi's going to get there. Joe Ling, 1-0. Come on. Bit of a defensive mix-up with their goalkeeper there, but we'll take it. That's 1-0 to the Met Uni. Ball played forward by Glean. Kai Wyn Jones wins the header. And their goalkeeper, he goes for the clearance and plays it straight to Joe Ling, who pounces on it. Open goal, easy. That is kind of the perfect start to the second half for us. Get an early goal now, we should be able to settle down. They've got quite a lot of yellow cards as well. They're obviously flying into the challenges today. and haven't learnt the lesson from the player getting sent off. McCarthy's played it in, headed out. Tom Price with the ball, plays it forward. Krasniqi, Regan with the shot. Oh, not quite in. That would have been a great way for the young lad to score on his debut. Right, we're going to make some subs. I think we're getting to some players are getting tired. Regan's had a solid debut. It's telling me to play Charlie Corsby at centre back. He cannot play there, so I'm going to undo that. And we'll leave Regan on. Is anyone else getting tired? Yes, McCarthy. So we'll bring on Wickham at left back. That's kind of what I bought him for, to be that rotation option. Rio Galeen, he can stay on the pitch. We haven't got the options. This is the only issue with only having 5 subs. Right, I'll take Wyn Jones off for Hughes Whittaker. That'll be my only other sub. And we'll leave the team as this for the remainder of the game, barring any sort of injuries, because we've only got one more sub available. There's not much else happening now. We've absolutely dominated this game. Oh, that is a really, really incredible save by Fisk. That would have been an absolute smash and grab if they had nicked a goal there to equalise. Okay, we got the free kick there. I thought he was blowing for a penalty, the ref. With time running down, okay, we have a highlight now. Hopefully this is going to be our highlight. Wickham with the ball. Plays it through to Ling. It's cleared by their player. But comes back out to Krasniqi. Get composure on the ball. Nice. Williams low. Plays it back to Price, to Rio Galeen, to Williams low. To Hughes Whittaker. That is a beautiful team goal. On his debut. Williams low, Price, Galeen with the first time pass, Williams low, plays the ball between the lines for Hughes Whittaker, first time finish, absolutely beautiful goal. And that is all she wrote. We're through to the next round of the Welsh League Cup. Nice work by the boys. And we don't have the draw yet, so we won't be doing that. But yes, that is it for episode 1. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Trying to make it sort of really take off this year. That is my aim for 2025. Our next League Cup game isn't for another month, but we may come back for that on Monday because we also have the New Saints at home. So that's probably the game that we're going to come back for on Monday, which will be a tasty double live com. So for now, anyway, I've been Jordan, aka Retain Possession. This has been episode 1, and I will see you next time. Peace out.